welcome to my channel again, some inspirations for you. Today I'm going to do a dessert and it's a Slim Wheel dessert, and I'll be honest, I'm a little bit scared of this dessert. It's from, if I can show you, the Love Desserts cookery book from Slim World, and I've looked at it and I really like the look of it. If I can show you, it's a Black Forest roulade and it looks divine. Now, what scares me about this dessert is, I don't know if you remember going back to years ago when it was fashionable to make your own Swiss rolls or you made your own Yule logs, and some of you probably already still do that. For me, it was always around, if I overbaked the sponge, it would crumble as you tried to roll it. If it was too cold, it would crumble. If it was too hot, it would break up. And I've always been a little bit apprehensive, and this is very similar because obviously you need to roll it. And there is no flour in this either, which makes it low syn, and it is, just to check, 4.5 syns a slice, so that's not bad for a dessert. And I just thought it'd be quite nice, got some friends coming around this evening, if we had a dessert that, you know, I could also have as part of my syns, but everybody else would enjoy. And this looks really, really nice. So I'm going to be really brave and make it for the first time for you today. So first of all, I have a sandwich tin, which I'm going to line. It's a really old sandwich tin, if you can see this down here. It's just so old, I can't remember how long I've had it, probably 30, 40, well, yeah, probably 30 odd years, if I'm really, really honest. So I'm going to, first of all, grease it, and one of the things I do is every time I need to replace the butter into the butter dish, I keep the packets, and I keep them in the fridge. And they are brilliant if you need to grease anything, because it's a one-time use. You know, you're not wasting anything that's come off of the butter, and you can just use it and throw it away. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a grease. Okay. And then I'm going to add on top of that my grease-proof paper. Now I've done it slightly bigger than I need, but what I'm going to do is, what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to snip the corners just here. Okay. Just so that when I get the actual filling inside it, so it's just going to sit a little bit more neater into the bowl. Okay, and I'm just going to grease that again, just because I am very nervous about this. And now I can just screw that up and bin it, no waste. So let's pop that to one side. Okay, so what do I need? Well, first thing I needed to do was to separate 6 eggs. So here we go. In this bowl, we have 6 of the egg whites, and then we have 6 of the egg yolks. So I'm going to put the whites to one side for now, and into this bowl, I'm going to need to add 5 of the tablespoons full of sweetener. So just pop that in. It's gone. I need to add now the sugar, and it's actually 100 grams of caster sugar. So that's going in. So in there is the 6 egg yolks, the sweetener and the caster sugar. So now that's all in there, I'm going to whisk that together until it's thick and pale. Okay, so let's see how that goes. Okay, so I whisked all that up, and if you can see it here, I don't think you'd even know it was egg yolks because it's so pale now and quite thick. So to that I need to add about 50 grams of cocoa powder, and I've used Cadbury's here to make it really chocolatey. So, and it says just pop it in and fold it, but with a metal spoon. So just, see, and obviously I'm trying to be careful because I'm assuming the folding is to keep the air in, as there's no flour in this, it's going to need air to keep it light. Okay, almost in. Does smell really, really nice. Okay, I don't want to give that too much of a fold. Okay, right, in the meantime, I've also whisked the egg whites, so you can see there, into thick peaks. So they're really nice and fluffy. And what it says now is I need to fold the egg whites into this mixture, but I am going to change it for a different utensil because I think actually I'll get a better mix. As I said, I'm quite nervous with this recipe. Right, let's get rid of that spoon and just wipe my hands. So, I will use a metal spoon just to pour some of the egg yolk in. In fact, what I might do is spoon. Look at that. Look how fluffy that is. Amazing. Right, so I'm desperately trying to keep the air in this. That is light and fluffy, I have to say. I've got quite a few of the Slim World cookery books, but I think this is probably the first proper dessert I've ever made from their books, and I'm really quite excited to try it. As I said, Slim World isn't a diet, it's about healthy eating, and if you can get really, really delicious desserts which aren't going to pile pounds on, absolutely perfect. This is why we love Slim World so much. You know, this recipe as well might be very good for people who are gluten-free, having no flour in it. I'll waste any of these egg whites because they are so full. Let me just get rid of that. Oh wow, look at that. That just literally floats off that spoon. Just fold this last bit in. Now this recipe actually says it only takes 30 minutes to make, and actually it does. If you think, you know, most of it's done with the machine anyway, whisking. This folding isn't going to take me that long to do. 15 minutes to bake it. It does take 2 hours to chill though, I would say that. But you can put your feet up, have a cup of tea, can't you? Or in my case, get the Hoover out. I've still got a bit of white flakes in there, which I obviously don't want. Make sure I've got no egg white on the end of there as well. Be nothing worse than having like a marbling effect into my sponge. Now I have to say, and I hope you can see that too, that is one light, fluffy filling. I think we are absolutely done there. Okay, now the next thing I need to do is just pour that into my prepared tin. Let's get the tin. Okay, so there's my tin. Okay. And let's just pour it in. Look at that. I have to say this is one of the lightest cake mixtures I have ever made. Get it all in. Okay, so I'm just going to push that into the edges. Oops. Make sure it's even. Just scrape that off the top. This is absolutely as light as a feather. I can't believe this. This is amazing. Right, let's get rid of that. Okay. Just going to push that down a little bit more. Okay. Okay. So that is now going into the oven at, it says 180 degrees. It doesn't say whereabouts in the oven, but I'm going to put it probably middle for 15 minutes and just keep my eye on it. And it should apparently be springy when it's cooked. So come back 15 minutes and let's see what happens. So while the base of this is cooking, I've got a few more minutes, so I'm going to start the filling. And the filling is literally quark and fromage frais with a bit of sweetener. So it's 100 grams of fat-free fromage frais and 200 grams of quark. And then just adding into that 3 tablespoons of sweetener. Okay, so that's gone into there. And then all I need to do is whisk that up, and that'll just take me a few seconds. So let's just quickly do that, and then we'll wait for the sponge to be finished. Right, it's been in there exactly 15 minutes, and I've just been unchecked on it, and I have to say, my God, it is amazing. Now if you look, it is very springy. And I really wasn't quite sure if it was cooked, because I don't know what to expect. But I just put a skewer in it and it came out absolutely clean. So that is cooked. So I just now need to leave that to cool for a little while, and then we'll see what happens next. Right, moment of truth, now to make the roulade. Wish me luck. Okay, so it's been cooling in the tin, and apparently you just take it out the tin. So let's just slide it off. It says just to loosen parchment, which I'm just doing. Okay, and then in here I've got in there the filling, and that is 100 grams of fat-free fromage frais, 200 grams of quark, as I said earlier, and then just the sweetener, which I've whisked in the whisking machine, and you just apparently layer that on top. Okay, so I've just layered that across. Okay. There we go, so that's spread out, and then you just add your cherries. Does anybody feel this is a little bit sort of 1980s? I don't know how many cherries to put in there actually, really. If I've got too many in, it's not going to roll, is it? Let me just, maybe just spread them out a little bit more. Okay. Right, now to roll it. So I might roll it towards me. Okay. And the filling, I think, is going to come out. Okay. So I'm sorry if you can't really see this at the moment. Let me just pull that up. Actually, I'll try and do it that way for you. Okay. Oops. This is the bit I don't like about roulades. Okay, my filling's coming out, but I'm not sure. It does say if it breaks, it doesn't matter. But actually, that isn't too bad. Let me just now try and get that onto a plate. Let's move it across. I'm going to use a parchment to do that, I think. Just see if I can. Wow, it's quite thick. It's still very light. Oh, look, there we go. I'm really pleased with that. Okay, can you see? It's got a bit of cherry popping out. Let's pop that back in. Okay, and I'm just going to put some more cocoa on top of that. I have actually got a proper gadget in my garage for this, but since we've moved, I've never really got it out. Maybe that's something for next weekend. Okay. Right, and then I'll just put and then just pop a few cherries around the outside, I think, just for decoration. A couple there, and a couple there. And that is my very first roulade. Now that needs to go in the fridge for a couple of hours to cool. So that's now done. So not bad. Probably not as dark as the Slimming World book, but I think that's not bad for a first attempt. So if you're thinking about getting some of these recipe books at Slimming World, go and get this one. Just to remind you which one it is Love Desserts. That was really quick and simple, and I'm really quite excited to try that tonight. So there we go. Enjoy. And remember to subscribe to my channel, Slimming Inspirations for You. I'll keep popping recipes on there and sort of different product reviews and things like that. But please, 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 please subscribe to my channel. The more people that come in, the better. And please give me some feedback if you try any of these recipes out. Have a good evening.